say the church is the perfect place to find a spouse. But what happens when the person you think is heaven sent turns out to be hiding something? Stay with me because what you're about to hear might save your future for life. Lucy was raised up in the way of the Lord and spent most of her childhood working in the church. As such, when she moved to the city to stay with her elder sister Evelyn, she immediately located a Bible believing church and joined in. It did not take long before she became popular because of her dedication and she found favor with God. She was a strong member of the choir, and you could always see her leading praise or worship at every service. As a result of this, she started attracting suitors. Lucy was a beauty to behold in and out, and this beauty drew a lot of men to her. Her inner beauty also was an advantage because she would naturally attract favor from people, from getting free rides to work, to getting free lunch, to getting cash gifts from both acquaintances and strangers. It was obvious that she was favored, and it was one of such favored days that she met Daniel, a young handsome man who came to the company where she worked to see the manager. Lucy attended to him politely, and just before he left, he gave her a little gift for being kind and professional. However, the next day, he showed up again, but this time around, not to see anyone but Lucy. "Good day. How are you doing today?" Daniel asked with a smile. Lucy was surprised to see him, but she returned the smile. "Good day, sir. I'm doing very fine. Would you like to see the manager?" Daniel shook his head. "No, I came to see you today. It's just a casual visit. I couldn't get over my encounter with you yesterday, so I decided to come and satisfy my curiosity, if you don't mind." Lucy smiled approvingly. Then Daniel went on to ask her some things about herself. By the end of their discussion, they already had a silent connection. Daniel being a Christian, their spirit seems to align in addition to their values. So, Daniel extended a hand of friendship to her, and she accepted, convinced it was an innocent gesture. From that day on, Daniel would call her for long hours and also showed up at her place of work with a surprise lunch. The friendship was an innocent and sweet one, with each of them respecting their values and boundaries. While this was going on, Lucy continued her service at her church, and it was there that she met another young man named Philip. Every Sunday after service, Philip would come up to compliment either her voice or dress. She felt it was an harmless gesture, so she did not read much meaning to it until he started appearing with gifts. At this time, she began to suspect that he wanted more, but much to her surprise, Philip never said a word to her. Until months later, when Philip asked her for lunch that Sunday afternoon, Lucy agreed and went out with him. And as they were eating, Philip looked at her for a brief moment before clearing his throat. "I know you might be wondering why I brought you out here. Well, I believe it is time I open up my heart to you. I have known you for a while now, and I don't need anyone to tell me that you are an angel. But what I don't know was that you will be an angel meant for me." Lucy I narrowed in confusion. I have been praying seriously to God now for some months for him to lead me to my life partner, the right woman for me, the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. And each time I get a revelation, I see you standing in white, smiling at me and telling me to come. I wasn't sure. I did not want to mix things up. But then, for the past few weeks, whenever I sleep, I always see you singing melodiously. And then, when I come to join you in singing, the heavens open beautifully, a sign that this union will be blessed. My dear Lucy, I don't want to delay any further. You are the one God has chosen for me. I want you to be my wife. Lucy's eye widened in shock as she found it very hard to believe. Mm, thank you, Brother Philip. Thank you for telling me this. But I have to pray about it and give you a reply. As Lucy got back home, she slumped into her bed. She was in deep confusion. Just yesterday, Daniel had asked her to marry him, and she told him that she would pray about it. And now, out of the blues, Philip is asking for the same thing. This is really going to be hard. Daniel is a good man, a young pastor with good values and a bright future. Philip also is a good man, even though he doesn't have a good physical look, but the heart is really what matters, right? He has been a serious Christian and a dedicated church worker in the church since she could remember from their little conversation. Philip seems to be a gentleman of God. I am confused. What should I do? I don't want to make a life mistake. Please direct me, lead me, help me to choose the right person for me. Reveal him to me. Open my eyes that I may see your way for me. Lucy prayed and prayed that night, but even after praying, she knew she would needed guidance in making the right choice. So, she decided to tell her church pastor and also her elder sister. They were the authorities in her life, and so she trusted their counsel. She took the full names and picture of Daniel and Philip to their pastor and explained her confusion. The pastor assured her that he would pray over the names and get back to her on what God reveals. Lucy was a bit relieved by this response, and while she was waiting, she informed her elder sister Evelyn about the two suitors. Evelyn, her elder sister, was pleased with the good news. Ah, you are now a big girl to the extent of having two serious suitors. Anyway, it is a good thing, but it's a very delicate situation. Marriage is a lifetime venture that is capable of destroying or building someone. How happy is the person who gets it right with marriage? But sadly, only a few get it right. I understand that the two men are serious church boys, but you must know that there are wolves among sheep. Christ himself said it, and the difficult thing is that it is hard to detect the wolves when they are being mixed with the sheep. That is why I'm not usually moved when someone tells me that I found my spouse in church or crusade. The devil deploys his agent everywhere, especially in the church. So, this is what we have while we pray. We will also need to use our God given sense. I want to see the two men first. From there, we will know what to do. Lucy thanked her sister for her support and also informed Daniel and Philip about her sister's intention to see them. The two men chose different dates to visit. However, before they visited, the church pastor called for Lucy and to give her a response. Sister Lucy, you are blessed. I have sought the face of the Lord. The two men are favored before God. But however, you must know that even before God, there are levels and hierarchy. Daniel is a pastor, good, but we cannot vouch for him because he does not belong to our church. So, we can only say things about him on the surface. And remember what the Bible says, charm is deceptive. On the physical, he seems to be the right person, but he is not. Brother Philip now we know, and we can vouch for him. We have watched him for years, and he has been a true soldier of Christ. So, Sister Lucy, in this situation, Brother Philip sits higher in God's hierarchy. This is what God says. Lucy's heart was pounding faster at this point. So, Philip is God's choice for me. Thank you so much, Pastor. I really appreciate your guidance. However, Lucy kept this in her heart. She did not tell anyone. The day came when Daniel was to visit her sister Evelyn. And when Daniel came, much to Lucy's surprise, the two of them flowed naturally, as though they have known themselves for ages. Evelyn threw some questions to Daniel, who answered them smoothly. It did not take long before they were laughing and talking like Buddhists. By the time Daniel left, Evelyn told Lucy that Daniel had a good soul. You know, I have a good discerning spirit. This one is a special gift the Holy Spirit gave to me. I can assure you that Daniel will make a good husband for you, but then I will not conclude yet until I see the second person. Lucy nodded slowly as the words of her pastor came ringing on her head. Charm is deceptive. Could this be true? Is it really possible that her sister has been carried away by Daniel's looks and personality? No doubt, Daniel is a fine man, but then that is not what matters. Anyway, she will wait until Philip come before she say anything. A few days later, Philip came visiting, and when Evelyn saw him, she treated him warmly, the same way she treated Daniel. But then, the reaction was not the same. Philip was naturally a gentleman who did not speak much. As such, it will take a longer time to be able to understand him because it will be unfair to judge him with his looks and that were on the opposite side of fine or his outward appearance. But this was not the situation with Evelyn. Evelyn, the signing spirit, set her apart and made her a very sharp and sensitive Christian. As such, she could already read through Philip. So when Philip left, she called Lucy. Lucy, is this the man you said attended your church? My spirit sensing something strange in him. He is not who he seems to be. I'm afraid if you end up with him, you might regret him. Lucy was shocked. Sister, why would you say such a thing? Is it because he's not as outspoken or good looking as expected? Come off that, Lucy. You know I'm not superficial. Even if I want to be, my spirit won't let me. That man's spirit is not in any way related to the true spirit of Christ. I could sense a strange cloud around him. But then, how would you know for sure when he's among your brethren? I don't want you to gamble into this. So I will advise you to delete him out of your option. If you don't have any other suitor, then that other pastor guy is a good choice for you. Lucy looked at her sister unbelievably. Her sister is one of a leading member in a Bible community, but definitely she is not a pastor. So how would she know better than her own pastor who has been a shepherd over a long time? Sister, I have prayed about this and I have also sought my pastor's counsel, and from what was revealed to us, Philip is the one God has kept for me. He is my husband. Evelyn stood up immediately in anger. Anyway, it will take a long time for you to understand, but don't be carried away by Philip. He is not who he seems to be. She won. Lucy watched her sister walk away unbothered. Philip is the one for me. Charm is deceptive. I will never allow myself to be carried away by Daniel's charm. As such, she went behind her sister and gave Philip her response to marry her. She also told Daniel that she wouldn't marry him because she had already have someone else. Daniel was shattered. He cried and begged Lucy to have a rethink. He promised never to disappoint her and to be a good husband to her. But Lucy's mind was made up that she will marry Philip and nobody will stop her. When Evelyn heard that Lucy was still stubborn on marrying Philip, she flew into a rage that she would never allow her only sister to make a life mistake. She won't let her fall for Philip's trap. It is better not to get married at all. If Philip is the only person, I have told you to leave that man alone. He is not your husband. And mind you, if you insist on marrying him, you will cease to be my sister. I will no longer have anything to do with you. Don't say I did not warn you. Lucy was terrified. She had never seen her elder sister behave in such manner before. But why was she hell-bent on making her go against God's will? God wouldn't have lied to her and the pastor. She was really worried and scared, but she comforted herself that it is better to disobey man than to disobey God. She would marry Philip and prove her sister wrong. Then her sister would realize that her spirit could sometimes mislead her too. Lucy told Philip about her sister's refusal to support their union, and he too was also worried. But she assured him that she wouldn't back off since this is the will of God for them. I will fight for this. I know there will be challenges, but I did not know it would be from my own sister. I just need you to stand with me and we'll be all right. We should also tell the church pastor so he could guide us very well. Philip nodded his head and they went together to see the church pastor. After listening to their challenges, the pastor reassured them and prayed for them, and he pledged to support them. With this confidence, Lucy became more bold and determined. She told Philip to hurry up with the marriage plans, and when he was ready, she took him to the village to meet their uncles for the traditional rites, since even her elder sister had sworn that she would never support her. So she bypassed her. Then after the bride price has been paid, Lucy returned to the city with Philip, but she couldn't go back to her sister's place again. So she decided to stay with one of their church sisters, pending on when the union will be blessed in the church. Philip did not waste time. He made the necessary preparation for the church wedding. On that day of the church wedding, on that day, the whole church was filled to the brim, as everyone wanted to grace the wedding of the beautiful sister Lucy. They received a whole lot of gifts, and just before the ceremony ended, Lucy sighted Daniel coming to her. She was shocked to see him, but before she could say anything, Daniel smiled and handed over a wrapped gift to her. I can see you are truly happy. Congratulations to you. I wish you a blissful marriage. Please accept this gift from me for the sake of our friendship. Lucy smiled and accepted it. Thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate this. She handed it over to her maid of honor and told her to keep it apart. All through the wedding ceremony, Lucy kept looking around, searching to see any sign of her elder sister, but she did not see her. So she have truly kept true to her promise of cutting ties with her if she marries Philip. Anyway, since she had moved on, she would try to move on, no matter how hard it is. Just before they left the venue, Lucy opened the gift Daniel had given to her. She was surprised to see a Bible and some money there. Her heart jumped up as she held the gift. Daniel is truly a good man, but definitely not the will of God for her. She just prayed that God will give him his own wife. After the wedding, Lucy moved in with Philip, who lived not too far from the church, and the first month of their marriage was heaven on earth. Philip was a man of few words, but his action covered up for him in that aspect. He worked as a painter, and whenever he got a contract, he would divide the money into two halves and give one half to Lucy. He never returned home without buying anything for her, whether big or small. He provided all her needs even before she asked. Lucy was pampered as a wife, and she was glad she did not reject Philip. Once in a while, she would wish that her sister would have a rethink and come to see how good of a husband Philip is. Lucy continued to enjoy her marriage until one day when Philip returned home with an unexpected news. Lucy, we are moving out of this house. My business has been slow of lately. I can't keep up with the rent again. We will move to a more affordable place. Lucy was shocked by the news. Honey, what exactly is the problem? Is there any way I can help? But Philip kept quiet. The only solution is to move out. Once we move out, everything will be fine. So, start gathering our things together. We'll be moving anytime soon. Okay, but can I know where we are moving to? I'm asking because of my job, so I can know if it's close to my place of work. Philip stood up to leave, but before he left, he murmured, we are moving to Suleja. I have already rented an apartment there for us. Lucy was shocked. Before she could process the whole information, Philip had already walked out. What did I just hear? Or is my ear paining me? How can he say he had already rented a place without letting me know first? What will happen to my work, the church, the community we already have here? Really? Is this happening? God, what does this mean? Is this a good thing? Okay, okay, I trust you. I believe you are the one leading Philip in whatever thing that he is doing. It did not take up to 2 weeks before Philip brought a truck and they moved their things to the new place. The previous Sunday, they had already informed the church about their move, and the church prayed for them and wished them well. They arrived at the house, and Lucy was even more disappointed to see the new place. The house was a one-room apartment, a very small one compared to where they were staying before. But Lucy did not complain. She just calmly joined in arranging their properties, silently praying that God deliver him from whatever it is he was going through, because it was obvious he was definitely going through something, but just pretending to be a strong man. Days after they had moved in, Philip resumed work. He would leave the house in the morning and take several buses to town because that was the place he was known for his skills. Before leaving, he would drop some money that wasn't enough for Lucy to feed. Gradually, the gift and surprise money also stopped. Lucy found herself struggling to manage with what Philip gave her. Since they moved out, she have not been able to get another job. In fact, she was not even looking for a job as her focus was on getting pregnant. Whenever Philip goes out to work, Lucy will hurry up with her housework and then go out to get some food stuff with the little money he dropped for her. There was an elderly woman who sell food shop close by, so she usually patronized her. However, even after getting what she wanted, she would stay back at the woman's shop because she would be bored if she returned home. This woman's name was Mummy Bolu, and soon she became like a mother to Lucy and the backbone she never knew she would need in her marriage. At this time, Philip and Lucy were still attending their former church, and every Sunday, they would spend a whole lot on commercial buses just before they get to the church. It wasn't an issue because Lucy was always lucky, as one or two church members would give her cash gifts whenever they come. It did not take long before Lucy discovered that she was pregnant. It was like a dream come true, and when she informed Philip about it, he too was pleased with the good news. But it seems as though he has been battling with himself to keep up being the good husband, because the way Philip changed overnight, it seems as if he was jazzed. Few weeks after Lucy found out that she was pregnant, Philip stopped going to work regularly. As such, he stopped giving her money for feeding. Lucy couldn't keep quiet anymore, so she asked him about it. Honey, you've not been going to work off lately. Is everything okay? Philip looked at her and muttered under his breath, work is bad. I have not been getting contract like before. Lucy sighed sadly. I'm so sorry about that. God will open doors for you. She then paused for a moment before she continued. Honey, there's no food stuff in the house. I was thinking if you could give me some money to get something for us to eat. Philip turned and looked at her ridiculously and said, is there no Gary in the house? Take some and drink. There is no money anywhere. You should learn how to manage by now. Lucy was shocked. I should drink Gary, but you know I am pregnant. It's not healthy. Besides, there is no sugar or milk to add to it. How do you want me to drink it? He was in there complaining when Philip left her and went to lay down on the bed unbothered. Lucy just sat there looking at him in disbelief. How will a man be even be thinking of sleeping when his house is under fire? If his painting job is not doing very well at the moment, why can't he look for something else to do? God, what is the meaning of this? Will I die of hunger like this? No, no, no. I need to look for something to do, no matter how little. Lucy thought to herself, and she quietly went to the kitchen to get some gari and added some salt into it to drink. After drinking the gari, she left the house and went to Mommy Bolu's shop. The moment Mommy Bolu saw her, she knew something was wrong with her. My dear, what is the matter? You quarrel with anybody? Lucy tried to hold back and keep her marriage a secret, but then she couldn't. She did not even know when she broke down. I'm just tired. I don't want to start complaining because this is too early. But this was not what I bargained for at all. You imagine, my husband could not provide for his pregnant wife. He only goes to work once in a week and spend the remaining days sleeping on bed. I had a good job before he asked us to leave the city and move to this place. And now I have no job, no business, no money. He is just treating me as if he does not care. Can you believe it's only Gary that I have taken today? Gary and salt. Imagine drinking Gary and salt. It is not fair, Lucy lamented. Mommy Bolu listened patiently and then went in to get some food for her. Taste and eat. I made it this morning. I still have some left enough for me and my children. But Lucy, you know you are still new in this marriage. So you just have to follow everything with patience and wisdom. But this thing wouldn't have been a big issue if you have a job, your own money, and look after yourself and not be at the mercy of any man. He might be doing this on purpose because he knows you have nothing to do. Better still, maybe he's not even doing it on purpose. But whichever is the case, you need to start something, no matter how little. It's just that you are currently pregnant and most companies or school will not employ you in this your condition. So you can't even start a business because you don't have capital. So for now, just focus on having this child. Then after having this child, you would definitely look for something to do. And have you started getting your baby essentials? Mommy Bolu asked, but Lucy looked very lost. So, have you even started antenatal? Lucy shook his head. I'm still trying to get some money for it. Mommy Bolu was shocked. You must be joking. Do you want to endanger yourself and your baby? Don't you know that you should have started antenatal? If you can't afford a private hospital, then go to the government owned. They are free. Please, tomorrow, get ready and go to the hospital. You need to be sure that your baby is in good condition, Mommy Bolu advised. Lucy nodded, and after spending some time there with her, she returned home. And when she returned home, she still met Philip sleeping. It was her noise that made him wake up. Lucy, this morning and make some soup for us to eat tonight. And mind you, the soup will be for 1 week. So manage the money very well. Lucy collected the money from him and she was dumbfounded when she counted it. It was 600 naira. She opened her mouth to talk, to protest, to say something, but words failed her. After standing there for some minutes, looking at him sadly, she turned around and left the house. Before the hot tears that was gathering up in her eyes would drop, she went back to Mommy Bolu's shop and showed her the money, telling her that this was what her husband gave to her to cook. Mommy Bolu calmed her down and told her to see what she could do with it. Lucy ended up getting crayfish, palm oil, green veggies, and a lot of soup thickener. She would cook watery soup and then use the thickener to make it thick. As she cooked the soup, her heart broke. Never would she have thought that this was what her life would be reduced to. Even when she was still living with her elder sister Evelyn, she have never had to eat this. Thinking of my elder sister, who knows how she would be by now? Better than me, obviously. I can't even let her know what I'm passing through. She would laugh at me and abandon me to my fate. But did I do anything wrong? I only follow God's will for me. Or did I make a mistake? Did I mistake God's plan for me? It is too early. It is not even up to 6 months I got married. I believe it's just a normal marriage crisis. Philip is a good man. He wouldn't treat me badly. I should just be patient with him and also pray for him the more. Lucy thought to herself, and with that, her spirit became fresh again, and she began singing joyfully while cooking the soup. It was already in the evening when she finished cooking, so she made eba and dished out the soup. But another heartbreaking shock awaited her. When she brought the food, Philip told her to get another plate for him. And when she brought the plate, he divided the soup into two. Lucy was confused as to why he did that, because they usually eat in the same plate. But she was more shocked when Philip brought out a wrap of nylon and poured the content out into his own plate of soup. Behold, it was a very large quantity of suya. Lucy's eye was widened in shock. Honey, this is suya, like real meat. I thought you said you don't have money. You should have given me this money to buy meat for the soup instead of spending so much on suya. Philip pretended not to hear her. He continued eating his food while enjoying his suya. Lucy tried to take some for herself, but Philip slapped her hand off and warned her, "What nonsense is this? So you don't have respect for me again, right? Don't ever try this again in your life." She couldn't believe what just happened. She didn't even want to think about it. But then, as she sat in silence eating her food and watching her husband eating his different soup, the only thing that rang into her head was wicked, the wicked heart of men. How would a man reduce his pregnant wife to this? No, no, no. Philip is not wicked. This is not who he is. Something is definitely wrong with him. The devil is at work here, but I will not let him win, Lucy thought to herself. The next morning, before Lucy would wake up, Philip was already up and ready to leave the house. Lucy sat on the bed and was surprised to see him dressed up early. "Honey, good morning. Philip, are you going out today?" Philip ignored her question and instead gave her some money. "Take this. Use it to feed yourself today. Don't worry about me." Lucy collected the money, but to her surprise, her hand was froze in the air. She counted the money. It was just 250 naira. "Thank you, honey, but I would like to start antenatal today. You know, the pregnancy is already past 3 months, and this is my fourth pregnancy. I need medical care." Philip looked at her impatiently and muttered, "I don't have money for that now." Then he walked out of her. Lucy was still staring in shock. She managed to get a grip on herself as she prepared to go out. She went to Mommy Bolu's shop as usual and narrated all that happened that previous night and that morning to her. Mommy Bolu was very shocked and found it unbelievable. "Sure, this is strange, oh, but come to think of it, did you know this man at all? Like, you did not see these signs before you married him? Because I'm sorry to say, these are traces of wickedness." Lucy sighed sadly. "He was not like this when I met him in the church, but we did not really cut for long. I knew him to be a good Christian, plus I got confirmation from God that he is my real husband. Mommy Bolu cough. Church Christian. Is that what they used to deceive you people? So you think because you met a man in the church, that automatically make him a good person? A person can be good and kind and not even be a Christian, while a so-called strong Christian can be as wicked as the devil. It all boils down to personality and upbringing. And most times, if the person is naturally wicked, like if the wickedness reaches the person's blood, hmm, that one is one chance. It will only take God himself to flush out that person's blood. I just hope you haven't fallen into a deadly trap. Let's pray maybe he's facing some financial challenges and would come out of it soon. Lucy nodded slowly. Hopefully, I am also praying for him. He wasn't like this at all. And you know the worst part? He doesn't even talk to me. Oh. We might be in the house for the whole day and we won't even talk up to 30 minutes. He is so gentle. He doesn't seem like someone who could do such a thing. I just hope this phase passes soon. Facing this with my pregnancy is so heartbroken. I just feel lonely. Mommy Bolu looked at her pitifully. It is well with you, dear. What about your family? Have you told them what you are facing? Maybe they could help. Lucy looked away sadly. I only have my elder sister, and she disowned me. She never wanted me to get married to Philip, so I can't even go to her now. Mommy Bolu was confused at this point, but you just said that you got several confirmation that Philip was your real husband. How comes your sister was not in support of it? Lucy then explained in details what transpired between Evelyn, Daniel, Philip, the pastor, and her. It was at that time that Momibolu fully understood what happened. Hmm. This is a strong one, oh. You mean you lost your only family because of a man? A man that has not even proven himself to you, just because of the words of your pastor. You know sometimes we human being can be sentimental and make mistakes as well. Did you even stop to think that maybe Philip was the choice because he attended your church? Because from your story, it was Daniel that you actually knew very well, and you have been friends with him for a longer time, and even your sister approved of him, which was supposed to be a plus to you. But rather, you went with the words of your pastor, and probably a Bible verse that was wrongly interpreted by the both of you to suit your purpose. No, no, no. This is not good from every indication. Philip might even be worse than what you see. You are still fresh in this marriage and you have started saying this thing. What will happen when you have children? When you stay for years? What if he refuses you from ever working just so he could suppress you the more? Because I see no reason why he will relocate you people from where you had a good life and a supportive community and brought you to this secluded area where you don't even know anyone. Okay, it is enough. Let us not cook more problems with our imagination. Just go to the government hospital. I will give you some money for transportation. Go and make sure your baby is fine. Lucy thanked Mommy Bolo and then left for the hospital. But as she walked down the bus stop, she couldn't help but think about everything they've discussed. What if Philip is really not the man she thought he was? What if she have made a grave mistake? What if she quickly shook off the thought from her head and focused on her trip to the hospital? Thankfully, everything was fine with her and the baby. She was just given a routine drugs to aid her. She returned home and managed with what she could afford. There was rice at home, so she used the 250 naira to get little veggies and crayfish. Deep down, Lucy was craving for bananas and chilled yogurt, but at this point, she need no one to tell her to put her cravings behind. Crayfish was now her favorite meat and easy source of protein. Later that night, Philip returned home from wherever he went, and immediately he sat down and brought a big plate of catfish pepper soup and started to devour it. The aroma of the pepper soup was so tempting that Lucy almost begged Philip, but it was the expression on his face that held her back. She just silently went to bed and forced herself to sleep. Unfortunately, this was just the beginning of her marital reality. Every day, Philip would show her one shaggy banza or the other, not feeling remorseful at all. She struggled to put it up all through the pregnancy, but towards the end of the pregnancy, she had not gotten anything for her baby or for her maternity care. She was loose on what to do, so she decided to do anything, no matter how desperate. That morning, As Philip prepared to go to work again, after dropping 200 naira for her, she fell on her knees and begged, "Honey, please, my due date is getting closer. I don't have anything in preparation for it. Please, I need money to buy some things. Give me some money." But Philip ignored her and wanted to leave when she suddenly shouted, "If you don't give me money, I have to go to the church to beg from members, from the pastor, from anybody I see. I can't keep dying in silence." Philip ignored her and stepped out. Lucy fell on the floor and cried bitterly. She had been enduring it in silence, praying that it will come to an end. But it seems as though the more she prayed or the more she covered up, the worse it becomes. At this point, she did not care about anything again. She would look for a way to borrow money as to transport herself to the church on Sunday and seek for help there. Surely, someone would take pity on her. But Lucy did not need to go far because that afternoon, Philip returned home with a very big bag. Lucy was surprised to see him home early, but she was even more surprised to see that he came back with a lot of baby essentials. Before she could say anything, he explained to her, "See, Lucy, I know I've not been in my best behavior lately, but that is because I've been passing through some things. Don't take my action to heart. I just need to take care of some more stuffs, and very soon, all will be well again." Lucy was dumbfounded as she nodded her head, and also she went through the many baby things that he came home with. In addition to that, he also gave her some money to use and get whatever she needed. Lucy had melted. She thanked him and prayed in her heart that these good things that had started in her marriage would last forever. A week later, Lucy went into labor. Philip had gone out very early in the morning that day, so she was alone in the house. She had to put a call across Mommy Bolu, who came with her husband and took her to the government hospital. Mommy Bolu called Philip to inform him that his wife was about to put to bed. Philip told him that he would be there soon. Hours later, Lucy gave birth to a healthy baby boy, but Philip was still yet to arrive. It was Mommy Bolu who went home and prepared some proper meal for her to eat. She was very hungry. It was later that night that Philip arrived at the hospital to see his wife and his son. He also gave the excuse of being caught up with work and traffic. He thanked Mommy Bolu for assisting his wife and then went to the reception to sort out the bills. As Philip left, Mommy Bolu couldn't help but look at him disgustingly. What did Lucy even see in this man? He's not even fine in the face, neither is he fine at heart. What exactly did she see in him that convinced her to get married to this kind of man? Now, wow! Days later, Lucy was discharged from the hospital. Philip got a taxi to take them home. With the way Philip behaved at the hospital, Lucy felt that Philip has truly changed, and she looked forward to a happy home with their newborn son. But much to her disappointment, the moment they arrived home, Philip returned to the same old person he was. He showed no care for his wife or their newborn son. He refused to assist Lucy. Neither did he give her money to feed as a breastfeeding mother. It was the money that he had given to her before she gave birth that she fell back on at this time. When the baby was just 2 months old, he was terribly sick to the point that Lucy rushed him to the hospital and he was admitted at the government hospital where he was attended to. After the treatment, they were held back because Lucy couldn't afford the hospital bills. She called Philip, but he ignored all her calls. He was nowhere to be found. Out of shame, Lucy had to call the pastor's wife and pleaded for help with the bills. The pastor's wife gave her the money, but then she was worried about Lucy. "Sister Lucy, what really is the matter? Since you and Brother Philip got married and moved far away, we hardly see you in church. Look for a way to see me. I want to see you and your husband. I will also inform Pastor about it. We need to see the two of you." Lucy swallowed hard and she agreed, but she knew that this was really going to be trouble for her. This was why she had avoided calling anyone from the church for help, so that it doesn't look as though she intentionally reported Philip. But now that the pastor's wife knows, how will she explain to Philip? Will he even agree to go with her? What did you think Philip will do to Lucy if he finds out that she seeks help from the pastor's wife? Will Philip agree to go with her to see the pastor's wife? Will Lucy ever survive this? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button so that you will get notification for the